Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So I'm out here with my 23 Honda Goldwing and my battery is dead. So I had this company Kemimoto send me a lithium battery to put in here. I'll be taking out the lead acid battery, installing this. Why it's dead, I don't know, other than it's set a while, probably a few weeks. But it still shouldn't have went dead, but obviously it is. But we're going to install this lithium battery in here. I do know that I put one of these same brand in my Trail 125 and I really like it. It's been holding up good. So we're going to put one in here and see how it works out. So Kemimoto sent me this to review. I'm not getting paid anything. I just didn't have to pay for the battery, of course, to make the review video, install video. But let's take and check this out, get this thing installed, and hopefully this will fix my problem. Okay, so as we can see here, turn my key up, my lights come on. It does come on. Maybe I should have had a tender on it, but it's not set that long. So obviously the battery is weak. So when I try starting it, that's it. Will not do it. It's just too low voltage to turn over. So let's get this one installed. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is open up the saddlebag here on the side to get it out of the way. Make sure our passenger peg is down. Then we get this side cover here, should just pop off. And here's our battery. So we have a 10mm bolt on each side or a flathead. You can use either one. And then this bracket here, right up under here, there's a 10mm. I think I can get to it without taking the seat off, but we're going to find out. Okay, so let's see if we can get to this bolt. Oh yeah, 10mm with an extension. We'll get to that. Hold the finger on there to keep it from falling. Luckily, because it's grounded, this is the ground side. If you used to go this way and touch it, you could touch the positive with this and possibly have a short. Okay, we get that off. Now we need to take both of these battery cables loose. Now mine, I have a couple extra things because I have a jumper cable hooked in here where I plug in my jump starter. I'm going to take these off. Okay, move the cables out of the way. Now hopefully there's room to take this out. Barely, but there is. Praise the Lord. That is a GYZ20L Yuasa. And that thing is heavy. Okay, I can tell you now, this battery is way lighter. Even with the box, it don't weigh nothing compared to that thing. There's our bolts that go back in it. Now usually these batteries are also smaller in size, and that's why they give you these stick-on dense foam pads. That's to take up the space because the battery is smaller, depending on what you have. It looks like this one's going to be exactly the same size as the Goldwing battery, so we won't need these. But depending on the application you're using this in, you may need to use these. And they'll just peel off here, stick on either the side or the bottom of the battery to take up that space. So we do have a manual here, and we got our bolts. So I'll check and see what the weights are and put the weights here on the screen. But I mean, I'm telling you, this thing is like 4 times the weight it feels. This thing weighs nothing. And this thing, that's actually heavy. So let's go ahead and peel this off. Now, this battery, pretty cool. It has 4 posts instead of just 2. And I would say it depends on the application that you're using it on. So if you need the positive here, like we do, set it like that. If you need the positive on the other side, you just turn it around. And now your positive is still in the front, only it's on the left side instead of the right side. So it does have a battery indicator right here on the top, 30, 60, 90, and full. We are at 90%, That should be plenty to crank it up, but it looks good. Got a model number here, 12.8 volt, 12 amp hour, cold cranking amp 960. The Wassa battery, 12 volt, 20 amp hour, and it doesn't say a cold cranking amp on it. But every one of these that I do on my 300L, the Trail 125, and different bikes, the amp hour is always lower on these lithium batteries, but still way plenty to crank it. So let's see how this thing fits. We need to remove these caps, depending on how we're going to do it. So it is also made where you can put the, depending on what you're using it on, you can put the bolts in here to put your cables on, or on top, or on the end. So it's threaded on all sides of this post, and they're brass posts. And we get 4 of the bolts, so we got 2 we could use here and 2 we could use back there if we needed to, or for bolting on the accessories, may come in pretty handy. So what I'm thinking is I can go ahead and my where I connect my jumper, I can actually put it on the back here instead of on the front, and free up some of the space here. That is one cool thing about having 4 posts. So it also does have blue Loctite already on these threads. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put this like this and see how this works. That is a 8mm instead of a 10 like the ones that I took off. I'm thinking I'm going to have my cables turned like so for them to not hit on the back side. So I'm going to go ahead and run them down with the Phillips for now, just so I can check and see if my cables are where I want them. I can always tighten them up with the 8mm later. That looks good. Cables look good, they're out of the way, so that's going to actually work better like that. Fits exactly the same as the stock battery. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these down. Add a little tighter with the ratchet here. Not too tight, but tighter. Make sure they don't move. Then we can put this back in there. Okay, now I can go ahead and put my positive back on here along with this one. Just want to make sure that you put your red rubber boot back on this side once you get the positive on. Run it down first with the Phillips. Then I can take my 8mm and actually tighten it up. Okay, now we'll do the ground. So instead of having those inserts like the normal batteries do, like the Wassas with the slug inside there, pushing back out of the way, it's pretty nice because this is just a threaded post, brass threaded post. Now just make sure we're both tight. And now we got to put our bracket back on here, which it just hooks on the bottom. See this notch? And there's a metal piece down here it just hooks on too. Like that. Bring it around. Kind of wedge it up under the seat there. Okay, now we got to put the 10mm back in here. Okay, now I'll just tighten that up. And remember, this bolt actually is not straight in. It's actually kind of at an angle downward. Okay, we got that. It's nice and solid. So if we was not putting the jumper like I did on the back there, you would want to put the caps on those back 2 posts. I don't need to use them because I use those 2 posts. Okay, so I need to put my side cover back on. Like so. All right, so let's try to start it up now. Key on. Oh, wow. Yeah, that really fired off. I'm not sure that ain't faster than the lead acid ever was. Now I might have to go through and set all my presets on the station if I use the FM, which I don't. But super sweet. That was easy. And we'll have to set the clock again too, but we're good to go. Okay guys, so that's how easy it is to install the Kemimoto lithium battery in a Honda Goldwing. This battery will work on a lot of Honda Goldwings. I'm not sure. As long as you use that same number of lead acid battery, then this will work. But super cool. So it fit perfectly. We should have more power now and less problems because this thing actually has protection in it for overcharge, undercharge. So if it goes too low, we don't have to worry about it. Like the lead acid batteries, if you run them completely dead, it's really bad on the batteries. If they'll come back, they won't never be as good again after you do that. So it's really bad on a lead acid battery, which this one should be protected. When it goes down so low, it's not going to run itself completely dead like a lead acid would. So we should be better off, but we'll find out in the future. I'll let you know. I will post a link to where you can check this out below. Thank you all for watching. Click that thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the bell icon. You'll be notified when I put out a new video, and we'll catch you all in the next adventure. Right on.